Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Dano Crypto. On this channel, we show you guys how to make simple, effective, and easy moves in the cryptocurrency ecosystems. Hope you guys like that intro, the Pepe, just cruising along the highway, along the ridge, along the water ridge with Pal Doge. And so we're going to get into talking about some of the meme coins today. We're going to talk about Pepe. We're going to talk about Dogecoin. We're going to talk about Wojak and how the migration of this contract we totally missed. So we want to make sure, because we've talked about Wojak for a long time on this channel, we kind of lost track because everything has just been going into the toilet. But then we didn't realize that the migration of this contract just happened just over the past week. So we're not that far off, but we want to make sure we tell you guys about that if you are a Wojak holder or if you've ever held any of the Wojak on ETH. We're going to get into how the memes on ETH are going to potentially take over the space because it has the most liquidity, and it always has. And that is the key here, is liquidity, community, and the belief that we can all rally behind particular tokens. And that was the whole idea of Bitcoin to begin with, right? You believe in Bitcoin enough, you get enough people to believe in it, buying it instead of selling it, price go up. So we'll have to see what happens. Just a second. I'm back. Sorry, guys. My doorbell was ringing, so I had to go and check and see what that was all about. Sorry, guys. All right, we're back in the game. We're back in the game. So let's talk about Bitcoin real quick. Let's just get Bitcoin out of the way. We had a nice little push. Nice little push up to 68. If you're looking at this, is the 3-minute chart. So get ready. We're on the 3-minute chart, my friends. You know what that means. If we're on the 3-minute charts again, damn it, we're starting to trade again. You know, if you're DCA and you're looking at the daily chart, you know, you're looking at the macro, you're like, okay, I can zoom out. I can buy Bitcoin at 66,000. Even if it goes to 50, I'll zoom out. We'll be fine. Whatever helps you sleep at night. But yeah, when you start pulling out the 3-minute chart, means you're back in the trading game. Your head's back in the trading game, baby. So, all right, we had a nice little push. Resistance at the order block here. You can see the VWAP here hit the top of the VWAP line, went under, and now is trading at the bottom VWAP line, that, you know, volume weighted average profile range here. And it's matching up pretty good with also a green dot printed here. A little bit of money flow, but not as much momentum. You can see how the momentum was a lot different for this push. You can see a green dot here, and then we had some money flow in, and also a nice little, I guess what you would call a trigger wave, boom, and then trigger it up to the upside from the 66. So you can see how these ranges are kind of being respected, a pop range, support resistance between these two levels here. Now, if you go back, you can see how that was that resistance also acted as support before to bring us up to almost 69. But see, that was where we got rejected previously. Now, could we just be hitting this low here to try and test it again, test that 70K, so then we can actually hit this target, which was 72, crossing 72 to push us into where we have a CME gap. If you look at the CME gap on Bitcoin, CME chart, it is at this price here. So we have not filled this gap. So we went down really hard. And I think, could be wrong though, that this was the bottom, close to the bottom, to then fill this gap, and then we can try and test back up to 100K. Now, is this going to happen this week? Who freaking knows? Because look, if you look at the leverage right now, it's like the market is long and short, all in this super tight range between 65, 68, between 65 and 70. You got a lot of 50x, 100x leverage all piled up around in this medium zone. It's kind of a mid-range. So what that's showing me is that the market is kind of indecisive. We're just kind of like a line in the sand moment again. But I guess what is making me bullish on the macro of just kind of accumulation from institutions is that BlackRock and Fidelity, Bitwise, Grayscale, ARK Invest, they were all buying the past 3 days. But as the past like 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they were selling primarily, a lot more selling pressure. But now the past 3 days, they're starting to buy again. And this is Bitcoin. And now we'll go to ETH, and ETH, different story, not as much buying pressure, more selling. And then we can check Solana as well. Solana had a little bit of buying, but nothing like Bitcoin. Bitcoin definitely saw a nice little jump. Like for instance, yesterday, 166 million, 144 million, 371 million. But we need to get back into the inflows where they're inflowing like close to $1 billion in a day. That's when we're going to get back to over 100K Bitcoin, and we can start, hopefully looking a little bit better. But right now, it's just like, it seems like the market's on the fence, and people are trying to trade this because they do want to try and catch the bottom, and it's going to be tough. It's not going to be easy. Crypto thinks that was the bottom. That's one thing that Crypto has been in this space for a while. He's been pretty good at having some of the most legendary trades on Bitcoin and Ethereum, and he believes that was pretty damn near the bottom. But he said he could be wrong, and he's willing to take the hit in being wrong and possibly having Bitcoin go to its 200-week moving average, which would be at basically, because we wicked and touched 59 super quick. But if we went and touched this 57 line or this 53 line really fast, then that could be the quote catapult, and then that would be the trend here. Because if you see, that would kind of match up pretty dead on with that yellow trend line. And it would crush it. I mean, and honestly, it would crush it would crush the alt market again. We would get another hit pretty hard in the alt space. It won't look too pretty, but we're going to want to know what coins are holding up strong. I think Pepe and Doge, things like that, have held up pretty strong. I think some of these Solana tokens surprisingly have been doing well when Bitcoin was going down, like Zeus. I was like really surprised how Zeus was getting some traction even when Bitcoin was going down. And also I was noticing things like Medieval Empires was doing fairly decent when Bitcoin was going down. But yeah, now if Bitcoin starts taking a plunge, then most things are going to take the plunge. And we still have not taken the CZ Black Swan event off the table for bringing us down into the low 50s here for Bitcoin. So we want to not take this off the table as a kind of trying to have a relief rally from this, and then we still just They just, it's a big rollover. But we just have to be patient. We can try and take advantage, but that's what we're doing. So we are in a few trades still. We're in the ETH trade still. The Solana trade had just got completely cooked. You can see the history here. We were in some solid trades, but then we had just been chasing the Solana price, and we got stopped out a few times, and we could not catch it. We just missed it. So, but the low was at 78. So if you got that trade, congratulations. Another few trades that we are right now trying to keep open. We think we got the Doge bottom. That's the thing. If this was the bottom, then this could be the Doge bottom, and also quote Pepe and ETH bottom as well. We increased our entry. We entered into these lows whenever the market just took a low here. As you can see on Doge, took a low, and you can see this candle now on the 15-minute. And you can see with Pepe, we'll show you with Pepe here, where we entered back in because we saw it had a nice little pump, and then we went back down into the low, and we put in some liquidity into that trade. We've left the Bitcoin trade alone because our entry is at 64, and we don't want to mess up our average cost entry. But this, I think these are some good entries, though. These are nice. But like I said, we're really trying to focus on specific coins right now. We're not trying to get too crazy. We're just wanting to trade Doge, Pepe, Bitcoin, and ETH. That's it. And keep it really simple, and just try and study how these coins are moving right now, because even if we're in still the tail end of the bear market and the starting and the beginning of the next phase of the bull market, we can still make money. And it's all about looking at where it's being really like having some good strength, support, resistance. We can find these support resistance levels inside of the chart, like as simple as just going into maybe a 1 hour to 3-4 hour, whatever time frame is going to give you those levels of support and resistance. And a lot of the times they're respected. You can see that this candle right here, where we wicked, was where we had support the last time. And we marked it a while ago saying, look, if Bitcoin hits this, it's likely to get supported. And see what it did the last time is it got hit resistance at 69. Funny enough, hit resistance at 69, exactly where we just hit the same resistance, and it went back down to 64. Okay. So we hit resistance at 71, and now we went back down to 65. Okay. What did it do last time? And maybe let's bar that and see if we can compare it. Because we did this exact same thing. Pretty crazy. Wow. Yeah, I would love to. Okay, let's do this. Okay, we got to do this. All right, let's see. This is where this is where traders and people will just start to make the chart go towards the direction of their bullishness and their bias. But we don't care. We will make it happen. All right, so we're going to bar it from here to maybe here. And then let's just drag that baby over. And it literally it's so similar. It's very similar of what could be happening right now. And then that would line us up with this pattern, bringing us back up to test into that would line up. That would line up pretty well. That's what everyone would want. Are we expecting this? I don't know. I feel like a lot more people are expecting more down pressure, like more so like pain in the 55. Even 40K. This 43,000 would be a mega zone. I mean, imagine the trucks that would be backed up to Bitcoin. I don't know. But we're really watching Pepe, because when Bitcoin starts to fly and ETH starts to fly, Pepe and Dogecoin are going to be just like in the intro video here. That's going to be in our future. That will be in our future. All right, we have some bookmarks to go through. Would you rather buy Bitcoin at 68K now or at 95K in 6 months after you have the confirmation that it's looking good? Yukis, shout out to Ticker Bitcoin community. What if Harry Potter Obama Sonic 1080 was just repeating the first part of its fractal in a 5-year time frame? It's possible. It's the same with Pepe. Now this is an interesting
now the pulse
interesting breakdown from Richard. We're gonna watch this real quick. But real quick, it's like the title says in the live stream. Be fearful when others are greedy, and greedy when others are fearful. And this is a very nice message from Brett. So shout out to Brett. And then this is funny. Dogecoin said, point of view of your bank when you try to move any of your own money. They start to freak out. That's why it's amazing how a lot of these things that are starting to come to play is like on like internet banks, prepaid debit cards with crypto, like Lasso. This is going to be the future, and banks are really scared of this, because if we all, even just a nice chunk of us, realize that, then the banks would be freaking out. Like they would just be like, oh my gosh, like they could just be fully on chain and not even use our banks anymore. It's over for them.
Good. The software is reliable. The software's been up years. The front ends have stayed up and been more durable against supply chain attacks and everything else, that they were designed better than other people's. You don't have, like for instance, the Aave ecosystem is getting wrecked by infighting between Aave Labs, which builds some software, and the DAO being starved of buy and burn. So they're being starved of trading fees. The DAO's upset about it. So that price is nuking due to internal political pressure. PulseX is sweeter. It's like, yo, the buy and burn works great. It doesn't have this stupid arguing stuff. Everything is just designed really well, works really well. But in a world where Rolex can't hold their price up, and all of crypto can't hold its price up, hey, guess what? Your price is going to be down. And so what's the trick? What's the magic? The magic and the trick is to keep building things that help each other over and over and over again. And I feel that eventually you get to a bottom with the number of people on-ramping, and the economic energy in exceeds the economic energy out.
Okay. Listen to what you just said. The economic energy going in exceeds the economic energy going out. Okay, simple way to define that is more people buying and coming in than people selling. You can't infinitely sell something because you don't have an infinite amount of a thing to sell. It would be impossible. So at a point, he said there will be a bottoming. So it's like, this is, I think, where we're at. Like, this is where we're at in most ecosystems. And also the point that Richard Hart is trying to make, and what we've tried to make on this channel too, is to try to find the ones that are going to have the most asymmetric upside and has the potential with a track record of something like what he's talking about, not going down, having no infighting, more a decentralized way of doing DeFi and crypto, not as much overhead, not as much counterparty risk, that is a better thing. That is, quote, a better thing. But people don't know about that better thing because it's not advertised and promoted properly. So this is the problem. That's the dilemma. So that's the dilemma. We get promoted garbage most of the time. And then that garbage is also VC'd and dumped on our heads because they know it's also garbage. They got in way earlier than you did. And that's the whole problem. And there is where the trust lies, where you have to trust these VCs to not dump on your head. Yeah, guess what? They're going to dump on your head. Most of, and they will dump all over their tokens. It's not even like they're going to dump half and be like, I'm going to bag hold this for the future. No, they're like, give it, boom, dumped, over with. And so that's the issue. That's the problem. So it's like, if you could get enough people to exceed the economic energy going out, and then that's how, with advertising, it's just kind of how like companies spend money. That's their economic energy, that they have to put out to then, quote, get their product made, put it out there, and then they need to generate enough profit and people buying in to put economic energy in, so then they can continue to do the thing. I think that's the same with blockchains, the same with crypto. And it's like, then it does become an investment. Crypto's gambling when you turn it into a gamble. And when we've turned it into a gamble, we turned crypto into a gamble and we could turn it into an investment. That's the difference. And so that's all Richard Hart ever actually talks about. People miss the point of what he's freaking talking about, is that the whole game of crypto and where people have missed the boat is that they can't even hold and rally behind anything long enough to see the reward. Even the Bitcoin people that came in early on got exhausted and couldn't hold on. And now they are RIP. They're on their tomb. They're like, I wish I would have bought more, but wish I wouldn't have capitulated when I thought Bitcoin was too expensive at $1,000. Did you see the point? So it's like, it's all basically, we've psyoped ourselves. We've turned ourselves into the gamblers instead of the believers. And so I think my theory is that there are ecosystems full of believers. That's Pulse Chain. Pulse Chain has the biggest believers, I think, that are still here, regardless of the price action. They've been building stuff. I mean, if any chain has, quote, been dogged on as, quote, being the scam chain or whatever, but then also has all of these amazing products that you can use, tell me one. There's not a single one like it. So that's just a fact. So it's like, there's so many things that you could go into. That's just one example of something that it's like, it's the seller's exhausted. Like he said, you can only sell so many coins. Like, you don't have infinite coins to just keep dumping. Eventually, the thing will find a freaking bottom. And so I kind of believe that with the same thesis breakdown, but with Pepe, Doge, it's eventually, the sellers are going to get exhausted. It's not going to be an infinitely forever bear market to the downside. I wish there was a poly market. Like, is the market going to infinitely go down, or is it going to recover and go up again? Probably a 99% chance that it'll just go down a little bit and recover and go up again. Charles Hostetson says, I want to get to a point where your Tinder runs on a blockchain. So this is actually probably a good idea. Because if anything needs like good security is like dating sites and dating stuff and just like verification. Because people will be posting some pictures, man. And they're not the picture that of how you look in real life. And now, oh my God, with AI, imagine you take a picture of yourself and you get AI to spruce it up, make you look like a supermodel or whoever, you know, and you go to this Tinder date and it's like, it's like not the same person. I'm sure. Who's experienced that? Raise your hand. I've experienced that, where I see the picture and I'm like, no, that's not what you look like. The big thing was the Snapchat filters. That was like back in like, you know, 10 years ago or whatever. How God, I can't believe I say it was 10 years ago or longer, maybe even longer than that, 15 years ago. The Snapchat filters. Yeah, you look a little too sheened. You ain't got enough cracks on your face. But here's what Charles had to say about this. This sounds a pretty good idea.
I want to get to a point where your Tinder runs on blockchain, and you can prove properties of how tall you are and how much money you make and where you're at, and you can actually verify that the picture in the Tinder profile is real.
On Tinder.
Yeah, it's very important. I want to get.
Very good idea. Have you guys seen the new strategy ad? Let's check it out.
When your dividend is at 0, this is like a normal checking account. You can't hear anything. How about we turn it up to 3%? Well, this is like a money market. Pretty boring. At 10%, this is awesome. But then there is strategy. You see, the numbers go to 11. We can stretch all the way up to 11%.
Stretch your income to 11. We are in heaven at 11. 11%.
When you
It's really bad. Someone pointed out, Udi Rodheimer pointed out, he's like, look, I don't get, like, now we've reached the point where if you're using AI slop as an advertisement, it's revealing that you're lazy, and the fact that it took you too long or even put any money into putting in like to an AI slop commercial like this means with this, like, there's so much that needs to be done in these boardrooms when they're talking about how they're going to, whatever they're going to post, whatever they're going to promote. It's just like, who is in these meetings, man? And how much did they smoke before they freaking went into it? Yeah. Oh, 100% Headband. So Headband's making a good point. He said, study people who invest in tools that make life easier. Well, I think that MicroStrategy is trying to make it easy for big institutions to earn yield. And maybe even if you're like a small company or something like that, you want to earn some 11% interest or whatever it is. If you got hundreds of thousands of dollars, then 10% and 11% flat is good. That's how you have to think about that. So then when you're saying, oh, as a small fry, my 401k, STRC, you can get a little piece of that, or MSTR, then the FUD, you can just ignore it. You can just say, hey, this is how big money's going to be coming in and trying to get a piece of the new Bitcoin money system, offering collateralized debt, loan, whatever, backed, stuff. This is where it is. Okay. In other news, if you hadn't already known or hadn't seen all the clips of CZ talked with Chatmuth, okay, in the All In podcast. And did it weirdly seem like Chamath was like wanting to ask CZ questions where he would slip up and potentially say something incriminating? I was like, do it, CZ. Come on. I want to see your facial expressions when you get asked these certain questions about your background and how you basically were just like a copy and pasting, trying to copy Vitalik with B&B. Like, how do I extract and create my own entire mob of things so then Ethereum doesn't go to 10K too fast? Let's create BNB and a whole mob organization of Binance. We know all these cryptos are probably going to pump, so we don't want everyone to get rich too fast. So we'll buy up most of the supply of everyone's favorite stuff. We'll hold it. And then when things get bad, we have control over it and there's nothing you can do about it. That's probably what did you ever think about that? Yeah, see, yeah, Binance is toast. Until Binance is gone, I'm really curious to see what happens this year. There's too much CZ FUD. CZ, you can't be this much. It was just like Sam Bankman was the same thing. That's all you could hear about was Sam Bankman-Fried, and the dude's in jail now. Now, I have a theory that Sam Bankman-Fried probably isn't as guilty as everyone has made him out to be. Now, that doesn't make him a saint. Doesn't make him, this like kind of like where he can be completely redacted from everything. But there is some kind of weirdness going on with how like he got so fried, Sam Bankman fried, and then CZ gets a pardon from the president. So there is something fishy here. So I'll let you go down your own rabbit hole and try and see if you can kind of come to your own conclusion with that. But there is something weird there. It's just like how in the Epstein files, not a single mention of Michael Jackson or Kanye. But those are the two people that have gotten put on blast the most, more than anyone that had been mentioned. Funny. It's pretty funny. Sounds like a psyop to me. And I was talking with my wife. She was like, it's like you can't assume that everyone in the files, their names, that they were committing some crazy atrocity. And that, that can definitely be true. And it just shows that whatever these people, these CIA informants, these agents, these, PSYOP agents, they get their hands connected with everything. So then you don't really know exactly like if they did they start this, or were like people are assuming, like Epstein was Satoshi. Like, give me a break. Like, I think it's just that these agents are smart. They're literally just like obfuscating everything and having their hands all in everything. So then you really can't track down who the hell's doing what with what. And here's the deal. Epstein, the fact that Jeffrey Epstein's name is reason alone to think that that's not even the guy. You think they're going to show you the guy? The guy? Like the person? Give me a freaking break. You think they're going to show you the guy? Here's the guy. He's the one. Everyone look. Here's his name. Did you think about that? Get it? Writing on the wall. That's not the main fish. You think that's the fish? That's the big fish? Epstein? I think it goes way deeper than that. You're never going to know the name or even know the name of the organization or the people that are behind all this crap. You never will. So Epstein is a distraction, and let's just be honest, it's probably a distraction from a double psyop on a psyop. It's multiple psyops being ran on you, so then you forget still the fact that they print the money and all you need to do is not participate all at once. They're toast. It's all our decision. It's all our decision, and crypto is a big part of it. That's why I like this channel. That's why I like having these rants, because I like to wake people up, and this will be a channel to wake people up. That's why I'm going to continue to stream on it. And I think anyone who tells me that I should make a new channel and stop doing this channel, yeah, I have a couple words for you, but I'm not going to say it out loud. I'm going to continue to do this. I'm not going to stop. So bad prices or not, good trades, bad trades, mega rants or no rant. We are going to do this together. Yeah, clean living. Exactly. You'll never know the big fish's names. Epstein, because you know it, that just means he was a small fish in a massive, crazy, just dark, deep web of crap that you're probably never going to actually figure out the tie-in, because guess what? they are 1,000 years ahead of you already. They've been doing this for centuries. They're 1,000 years ahead of us with technology. Everything that these people have, if they are the ones that are printing the money and controlling it and they have the access, everything we're being shown now is like a false reality of what actually is, because they can't give you the whole soup. Like, they can't give you the whole, like, they're not going to give you the whole, like, kit and caboodle. Here it is. And I think God operates like that too. It's almost like God's not going to show you his entire recipe of how existence works and how he created the universe and created everything in existence. Probably going to be some trap doors and walls and things, and like, you know, like even you think the Truman Show, he's like, oh my God, I finally figured it out. And he got to the wall. He got to the wall of the set. What do you think's behind that set? More shit. Probably just more stuff you gotta, like, you're gonna trip over. There's another room. Guess what? In the set, there's the production set. Then there's the room. Then there's the, yeah. God. Oh, that's why it's so hard, guys. We just have to be happy, though. We gotta live life. We have to enjoy life. I think that's also the lesson that we've been learning very much so recently, is that, you know, I said something kind of stupid last week, really dumb, and I realized how dumb it sounded because I really had to go back. I was like, I'm never gonna be happy until I truly, like, retire my wife. You know, that was like a thing. It was like a goal. It was like, I want to make sure that, like, she's just like fully retired, like fully. And I realized something. Doesn't matter what your goal is, what your mission is, what your thing, like, guys, like my thing was like, I want to make sure, like, my wife is 100% fully, boom, done, retired. I can't do that with frustration. I can't do that with anger. I can't do that out of scarcity. I have to do it with joy. I have to do it with happiness. I have to be happy now. You know how powerful that is? You know how difficult that can be to, in every moment, be happy, see joy in every moment. Even, like, for instance, right now, crypto looking like terrible. I mean, look, I'll be honest, my numbers, my metrics, my live metrics, terrible. They're trash. But I have to be happy. I have to have joy. I enjoy doing this. At the end of the day, if I can keep that consistent and know that awareness, I beat the game. Because that's it. That's it. Because when you feel that lack, and you feel the lack, and you feel the desperation, that's all life is going to give to you, is that. We'll never break through. We'll never get to our goal. We'll never make the money that we want to make. And I'm talking to everyone. I'm talking to me. I'm telling you, this is a message. We'll never get there unless we can be truly happy right now. Now, we got to take that and we got to put action to it. So in every move that we make, we know it is a step forward to a better life, a better future, more abundance. Everything we could ever want is right here. Everything we could ever want is right here. We make the choice. So, I mean, that alone is all the alpha you ever need. Because then in anything you do, you will get a spiritual, energetic bump from God, and how the energetic connectivity and the morphic resonant nature of this universe happens. That's how it works. And it's just, that's it. That's it. Now, Bitcoin looks like trash now. They might be doing it to us, guys. They might do it like where they're going to really just they're going to take us into, they're going to kick us in the nuts. They might kick us in the nuts hard, guys. We got to be prepared. Like I said earlier, there's a potential that we get brought back down into the mid 50s. Okay? The mid 50 rollover would be, do I ever short? I try to. And I stopped myself from shorting because because the last time I was trying to short, the market ripped and I got PTSD. I got PTSD because I was like, it took me way too long to get bearish. And I was like, all right, finally I'll short. And then it was like the worst time to short and the market just went flying. And I was like, I think I laid in the bed for a day. I was like, yeah, I can't, I was like, son of a gun. And it's funny because I could short right now and the market, somehow the market makers of Bitcoin and Binance would say, wait, Dano shorted? Send it. Like the guy on the phone, send it. And then just be like a rocket ship to the moon. That's why right now I'm like, I'm like, nope, I'm longing. We're at the end of the bear market, my friends. I missed the short. Okay, the short was like look, I missed the short 5 times. It's like at this point, there's no, I'm not doing it. I missed it at 126. I missed it at 87. I missed it at 82. I called all these ones right here with the bear flag. I was like, all right, that's a bear flag. I didn't do anything about it. You guys could have. You're watching the channel, you could have. 87 to 82, boom, 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 all hit. This line, boom, hit, perfect. Yeah, I could have shorted all this crap. Yeah, me, you, and a millions of other people. They didn't either. The only person that shorted the top perfectly was Jason Casper. He shorted and sold the top perfectly. This here. We're going to give Jason Casper a shout out. Mr. J. Son of a mother. What is going on? What just happened? Go full screen. Get me out of this full screen. How do you get out of full screen mode? I thought you could just hit escape, but it's not letting me. Oh, everyone wished they shorted out of 126. Dear Lord. But like I said, not very many people did. But, there it goes. Oh, guys, this is it's gonna be a little tricky, man. It's not going to be easy. We told you guys it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a little. This is gonna. Oh. It's gonna be a little tricky. I keep seeing my Sproto getting traded around on the market. We're gonna have to buy it. Top offer was $392. Offer like 400 or 450 for it, and they'd probably take it. Depends on who it is. The fear and greed index right now is the lowest it's been since 2020. I don't think it's been this low. I don't even think it got that low back then. Like it's bad. This is why I feel like this is like you're not ready for this conversation. Pepe defeated Pork in 2023. Wojak defeated Bobo in 2026. Wojakillians is programmed. And if you do remember, okay, now we're going to get into, before we end the live stream, if you know the lore, Pepe and Wojak are very much connected in terms of like how could I say this? It's hard to explain. I'm going to try and do my best. Pepe and Wojak represent almost an ethos, okay, of not giving up, rallying together, representing all parts of culture inside of the character of Pepe and Wojak. I think if we could just tune into what they're trying to represent and what these two characters can do, it could be world like shattering. And I think that perhaps the heaviest things that we lift are not our weights, but our feels. And we do get a little ahead of ourselves. But here's the deal. Now let's get into the migration. Now we were bullish Wojak, and we were bullish the Wojak contract that we had always looked at and watched. And we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times to become a millionaire on this particular contract, just like the same with Pepe and Brett and Ticker Bitcoin, and we fucked it up. I'll say it, and I don't care about the language right now, because in that point of what I'm talking about, it hurts. Because we had found the bullish, the coolest coins. Same with Ponky, and we screwed it up. So, everyone will, brag about their stupid wins and all that stuff. Cool, that's great. Tell me about your losses. Let's hear about those first. I'd like to hear those. Or did you just get lucky? I don't know. No one wants to talk about the losses and how they screwed everything up. Just glorify when you finally got lucky and made it happen. All right, so here's the contract. Are you talking about smoking chicken fish? Oh, I know, it's ridiculous. But here, I have this theory. I think Pepe and Wojak is the same dev. I think that they're the same dev, same team, same dudes, same group of people in the office drinking coffee. But look, here's the deal. This just happened a week ago. So Wojak is migrated and this contract is deprecated. The new Wojak is now on this contract, which ends in 31EF. Okay? All right, now we're going to go to the newly minted migrated contract, and this happened on the 26th, and I just don't know how the heck I missed this. How did I miss this? What the heck, X? I follow these accounts. Like I follow these accounts, and I thought I had notifications on. What the heck? It's like, what's X even for if I can't even get updates from the accounts that I like so I can know this stuff is happening? Anyway, we missed on another massive, we missed it again. But for an example, I'll just show you. This is the case, and this is what we could be looking at here. Is the underground, you know, pyramids are really Pepe and Wojak, then it could do this and just bounce around, and you just gotta believe. I mean, if anything, you know, if you believe in Wojak, you believe in what I'm saying, the ETH memes. This is on ETH, by the way. It's not on Solana. It's on ETH. So it already has 5,589 holders. Liquidity, 99.9%. Let's see. Did it get... Okay, yeah, so it's locked. Some of it's locked. Burned. Okay. Oh, dead. It's at a dead address. Cool. Liquidity locked in dead. If you're interested in Wojak, you like the Wojak thesis and the lore, now you know that there's been a migrated contract. And if you type in Wojak, you're going to get confused. Look, I mean, there's going to be, you know, look at how many there are. I mean, how do you know? How do you know which one to buy? Well, I like to go by liquidity, and I like to go by the volume, and I like to go by those things. Now, there is a Wojak that was launched on Swap, on PumpSwap, Pump Fund. Now, this was 3 months ago. Now, this was during a trench narrative where Pump Fund was recycling meme coins, like old memes. Especially a lot, some of them were the ETH memes, like Wojak. Now, this is the team, the original Wojak is redacted this and is now taken over and put in and has now made this contract. So do what you will with that information. I'm intrigued because this coin is connected with me, with Pepe and Ticker Bitcoin, and kind of my ETH thesis. Why do I have this ETH thesis? Well, I've explained it, but then I can go into some of these wallets of why, you know, I think it's probably good to still stay on this particular narrative of the strong ETH coins. Because look, there's like this wallet. I've been tracking these wallets that have these same coins in them, and I like to keep track and take note on these so then I can, you know, go back. Okay, this, yeah, transactions, the assets wallet. Yeah, okay, look. Here's this new Wojak. This wallet, which had held the other Wojak, now has acquired this particular Wojak. Oh, and look, they're holding Bone. Look, they got a little bit of Bone, 350. You understand, $315 of Bone, and this thing goes to the all-time high. This would be worth like 30K. That's just like some of these wallets. If you could just kind of look at what they know. Look, they got the MPC, they got Kekius, they got Ticker Bitcoin, they have some ETH. I don't even care if this is a bot wallet, but this particular wallet, it's got $165,000 in it, and then this one is a smaller one. It's got 63,000. But it's got some solid tokens there. Look, it's got Smurf Cat. You guys remember the real Smurf Cat? That's old ETH meta right there is Smurf Cat. And that's actually a meme that kids like still kind of reference and know about. Funny enough, one of my drum students had a Smurf cat shirt on, and I was like, where did you get that shirt? I was like, how do you know about that? I was like, what is that? You know what that is? He's like, yeah, it's a meme. I was like, well, you know it's a coin, right? But he didn't know it was a coin, but he knew it was a meme. And yes, I have checked MOG liquidity. MOG liquidity is also insane. I've connected also to the best high liquidity tokens for ETH right now. If you're wanting to buy bottom of memes, is SPX 6900. It's got $8 million lock liquidity Uniswap. You go back and you look at MOG. MOG is crazy. MOG has really good liquidity. It's got 5.6. Actually, it's not bad. It's not bad. But I think like if you in terms of liquidity though, for ETH, look, it's Pepe. Look at this. It's 23 million. I mean, it's tricky though. I mean, it's going to be hard. I mean, imagine look, this is where you have to become a believer. And Headband and my buddy Andrew, like they both know. I like Pepe. Pepe and Ticker Bitcoin. I'd say my second favorite meme coin is Pepe. Because it's one of those that it's like the one that got away. Like Ticker Bitcoin is also one of those coins. It's like the one that got away. And I would say my third favorites are like Ponky and Brett. It was just the energy around it that really just got me excited about particular areas of crypto, and it's not even necessarily about like the trading aspect of it. It was really just like being able to figure out that feeling and intuition of when you should have bought more and just held, and so that's hard. It's really hard to battle all of the different FUD, whatever it may be, that will convince you that instinct that you had, which a lot of us did have right here. In May, we saw Pepe. It ran, then it got FUDded, and it went sideways from May, June, July, August, September, October, and then look. And then right in the beginning, in January, February of 2024, it just freaking cooked. All you had to do was just DCA and go away and not listen to anyone because you had that feeling. You felt it. It's like Bitcoin. This was like Bitcoin opportunity. Buying Bitcoin at 5 cents. Minting it for free. This was free money for us, and we jacked it up. So my hope is that we get another opportunity to as we're feeling this feeling again now, to just buy it and just freaking wait until it gets back to those times again. Now, it's not guaranteed. It's not 100%. My feelings could be false, but man, I remember it. And with ETH coins, it is the best place where you're going to be able to have a lot of people come in and be able to sell it for a profit. With not as much slippage. Now, imagine you're doing this spot, but then you're also doing this with, and look, I'm using Pepe to go long. I'm using Pepe to go long, and I'm using ETH to go long. And look, I could probably get stopped out. It might go lower. But damn it, if I get $1,000 in one of these trades at the bottom where everyone has capitulated and we're at the worst fear ever, this is where clout is created. Because then I might go down as the crypto of one of the most legendary Pepe trades in crypto history. And I hope you guys will be, hopefully you'll be around to see it. Let's go. Shout out to Wake and Bake. Let's go. Reposting the stream. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Shout out to Headband. Headband put his profile picture back to some NFT. If anyone has ever changed their profile picture more than anyone in crypto Twitter history, it's been Headband. I think I just have to keep mine as this Sproto because I love it for my branding. I think it's like the colors and everything about it. And it's literally me as a Sproto. Like it is literally me as a Sproto. And the other one that I have, the one that I actually do own, I think it also kind of represents me as a Sproto as well, but it's more so with me with my glasses off. That's kind of how I view it. I can show it to you guys. Go to my... We'll go to my Sproto. Yeah, I really like the one I bought. Honestly, I think it was a good choice. I think it was a good choice. I really like it. I like the eyes. The eyes are soft. I like the smile. It's like how I know I feel really like inside. Just, you know, I don't want to be aggressive. I don't want to be crazy. You know, I want to be a nice, soft, you know, nice, soft, strong man. You know, you can be strong, but soft at the same time. You know, you be strong and soft. Last sale of this was, yeah, 330. Yeah, so 330. So, but the top offer though, the max sale on this, I believe, was it, what was the max sale? It was like it was a hefty amount. It was like 1,000. I thought it was more than that. 7. Oh, maybe because ETH had been down. Okay, so then 0.3. Okay. Oh, and if you guys haven't picked up a Sproto yearbook picture for 2026, make sure you guys pick up one of those. Support Jinxie J. And thanks to all the people watching on all the platforms. We really do appreciate it. Stay sharp out here. It's going to be tricky, guys. I mean, catching this bottom is going to be a little tricky. I don't want to say it's going to be easy. I don't want to say it's going to be hard. I just want to say it's going to be tricky because that is my honest opinion. It's just going to be tricky. It is not impossible. It's not like it's not attainable, but you might get stopped out. You might get liquidated. You might get right there and then it just, yeah. So I really want us to get it. I want us to get it as a community together. I want us to get this entry because if you're focused, you're locked in, you're paying attention, and you have, like, you're locked in right now. You feel it. You're like, man, this is the worst fear. It's like, it's so like this, the fear right now, uncertainty. Perfect setup. It's the perfect setup. So stick with me. And we'll have some fun. Check out the links in the description. Right now, Crypto.com is actually doing a Pepe. So speaking of Pepe, see these exchanges, they love Pepe. There's still time to hop into the top spot, so earn $10 in Pepe by being among the top 2,000 users ranked by their net total Pepe purchases and deposits. So by using my link, you guys can get a little bit of Pepe. So check that out. Link is in the description. And look, see, Pepe is going to be all over your timeline. You can't do anything about it. We have to build up patience. This is what Pepe, P for P, Pepe, P for Pepe, P for patience, will be rewarded. We will be rewarded, guys. Okay? We got this, all right? So have a good rest of your day. And I will see you guys on the next live stream. Make sure you check out again, links in the description. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Share this live stream with a friend of yours. And yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
あれ、上月ちゃん、どうしたんすか？夜更かしはお肌に良くないっすよ。
避けないで。